Last time, we took the Golden Circle to check out what a typical tourist would see on a day trip from Reykjavik. This was my first time seeing an Icelandic waterfall, and it was Gullfoss. This was my first geyser I've enjoyed, Strokkur. This was my first volcanic crater I've hiked, Kerith Crater. From what I've seen, most people traveling to Iceland take the Ring Road. Now Bethany, not being one for the usual, found her Icelandic heaven in the West Fjords. And to get there, you need to get off the Ring Road and take Highway 60 or 68. And then you'll be driving to the West Fjords. Looks like this is where the paved road ends.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
What?
A lot of travel vloggers in Iceland rent camper vans and set off on the southern stretch of the Ring Road, circling the country and seeing some wonderful places along the way. Yet, one place that many of them skip out on is the Ginger Knuckle in the northwest corner of the country, an area filled with mountains, beaches, cliffsides, tiny villages, waterfalls, and of course, fjords. The West Fjords is under-traveled, quiet, beautiful, serene, and we will be spending the next few days there. But first, we need to get from Reykjavik to Tálknafjörður. So we hit the Ring Road going north, passing through some of the smaller outlying communities of the capital. One interesting experience taking the Ring Road this way is the Hvalfjörður tunnel that goes under a fjord. For some people, this may not be a big deal. The Lincoln Tunnel goes under the Hudson. The Eurotunnel goes under the English Channel. It's not something that hasn't been done before. But again, I live in Wisconsin. We don't have these things. You can skip the tunnel and go around the fjord, but this will add about an hour to your trip. But if you are just out to drive and see beautiful stuff, yeah, skip the tunnel. Take your time. There's some gorgeous stuff out there. Next up, we stopped in Borgarnes to stock up on goods at the Bonus. And here is where I made my great condiment blunder. I was tasked with getting ketchup and mustard. Now, in the condiment aisle, everything looked like what I would find in the United States except the crazy hot dog Running Man bottles. Pilsesnep? Well, with red being a major color in the bottle and me not being able to read Icelandic, I figured it was a good bet that it was a local ketchup. So I grabbed some yellow mustard and some Pilsesnep. Later, at our stop for the night, Bethany disappointedly pointed out I instead purchased 2 types of mustard and no ketchup. But let me tell you, Pilsesnep is pretty good on just about anything, not just hot dogs. And in the end, we did not miss ketchup. After loading up on some groceries, we continued on the Ring Road, passing through Bifrost, which looks like it's built into a lava flow. I mean, this place is somewhere I'd love to explore more on another visit, especially the volcano trails. Today, though, was all about getting to our destination. And to do that, we needed to leave the Ring Road and take Route 60, the West Fjord Road. While the Ring Road at this point had been pretty flat, the West Fjord Road almost instantly started climbing and winding through mountains. This is also where traffic tapers off, and you'll be left with long-haul truckers flying down the roads like pros. And if you haven't bumped into them already, you will now become very accustomed to the single-lane bridges. Yield to the driver who arrives first, and all is good. With low traffic on the roads in the West Fjords, This should not be much of an issue though. Buthardalore will be the first town you will arrive in on the West Fjords Road. Take the opportunity to fuel up, use the bathrooms, get a snack, wash your vehicle, visit the Vindbuthen for some alcoholic beverages. This will probably be your last opportunity for these things until you get to your destination. The next event along the way is crossing Gilsfjordur and officially passing into the West Fjords. From here on out, you will be winding your way between numerous fjords as you follow the coast. Not to mention some steep switchbacks and roadside cliffs. And there'll most likely be gravel roads too. Which takes us to our first West Fjords hot pot on the shore of Vatnsfjordur, Hellalog. Now hold up a second. Now, if you use digital maps, there might be 2 Hellalogs. And there are 2 road signs for swimming because there's another swimming pool nearby. Now, at the time, we were ahead of the oncoming tourism rush, so we didn't have others to use as guides. Plus, we overshot the parking because the sign doesn't give you much advance warning. So after turning around, being a little bit confused, we got back to the real hot pot. Which, by the way, you can't see it from the road, so that doesn't help either. But it's really not that confusing. Turn almost immediately when you see this sign with Hellalog under it. This hot pot is not far from the shore of the fjord and provides a relaxing view. The water is warm, but not too hot. We had other tourists popping in to check out what was going on, but no one decided to stay until we exited to continue our journey. There are no changing rooms here, just a short walled section that provides kind of a staging area. And by no means does it keep others from seeing your butt as you transfer between your pants and your swimming trunks. So, change in your vehicle if you need privacy, or if you don't want to psychologically damage others with your naked body. Plus, don't forget to leave some Icelandic kroner in the donation box for upkeep. Starting from here, everything was new for both Bethany and myself. We followed Route 62 along the coast of the southern West Fjords and had some stunning views before we crossed over to Patreksfjordur and our destination, Tálknafjörður. With our drive now complete, we unloaded at our first accommodations in the West Fjords, Systrakat 3. It's 2 beautiful small apartments for rent on a hillside. With its tall windows, you get amazing views of the fjord, and it's packed with all the things you need. A hot shower, a kitchen, bed, Wi-Fi, and a TV if you're so inclined. And this is where I will discuss the one thing you should be aware of before going to Iceland. Their door handles and how they lock. I know what you're thinking. Come off it. I'm an adult. I can lock a door. But can you? Can you really lock a door when it just won't lock no matter what you do? Now, in order to lock Icelandic doors, not all doors, doors with knobs instead of handles lock just fine for me, but doors with handles, you will need to pull the handle up in order to turn the key to lock it. And maybe this is something that's more widespread than I know, but I downloaded manuals, I watched YouTube videos, pick locking things probably, but no, it took me accidentally pulling the handle up to figure it out. Then, I had to quickly inform Bethany how dumb I was that I couldn't figure it out quicker. But more importantly, Tálknafjörður is beautiful. I was eager to sit and watch the sunset from the patio, but Bethany suggested we continue driving down the fjord to see what was there. And why not? But 2 things kept us from making it to the end of the road along the fjord. 1, the gravel was freshly crushed, some more than others. And 2, the sun was so low we could barely see. So we found a spot to pull off to the side and just enjoy the view before turning back. And Bethany captured the moment superbly with her iPhone. We also verified a hot pot along the road and tucked that away for later. It was getting late, and we had to get some sleep for our full day tomorrow. But as we started packing it in, we noticed we would definitely experience some midnight sun on this trip. Next time, we loop around the southern West Fjords seeking out the furthest western point of Iceland, a red sand beach, mountain passes, but skipping the Instagram locations. Come back next time for more Iceland 2021.